Hi all, another year, another drone from DJI, and the Mavic 2 Pro with Hasselblad camera is in the house to replace my original Mavic. Here are our top 3 first impressions. Cue needless graphic. Yeah, maybe that's a little too much. I gotta revise that. Anyway, so we all woke up in the morning one day and got this fancy email from DJI announcing that the Mavic 2 has landed and will change your life forever. Featuring a Pro version with a Hasselblad fatty fat 1-inch sensor to make your drone feel inadequate, 10-bit H.265 compression with all-new D-Log, an insane amount of collision and tracking sensors, and an all-new automated hyperlapse feature. What was I to do but to... See, I'm broke, because this is the most expensive Mavic ever at $1,500. After a lame live unboxing here on YouTube, I took it through the paces and will be making a full review and test series on this fancy pants new Mavic. But in the meantime, here is a list of what stood out to me the most. 1. The size. With a whole lot more drone tech crammed into this thing, it weighs about 150 grams more than the original Mavic, and is overall more voluminous and curvy. It's about a pinky finger longer as well, which will become an issue if you have a very form-fitting bag, like this Peak Design Sling 5L that I used to perfectly fit a whole Mavic Pro OG kit into. Now I can barely fit the damn new thing into it. Additionally, the batteries are plenty fat to give you an additional flight time, up to 30 minutes, but it eats up a lot more bag space. So if you're like me, it's time to shop for a new bag. 2. Camera dynamic range and 10-bit. One of the first things you'll notice when booting up the Mavic 2 Pro is that it gives you a hell of a lot more latitude in the highlights and the shadows, and the footage is overall smoother. Having 4 times the sensor size, 14 stops of dynamic range, and the ability to shoot in 10-bit H.265 really shines. It all really pays off when grading the footage, as the original Mavic's graded log footage looks like a horse's turd in comparison. You can practically smell it. However, there is a lot of learning to be had with the strengths and weaknesses of the camera. Questions of what aperture is best to shoot at, should I overexpose or underexpose in log mode, blah blah blah. Questions which I hope to answer in future videos. So subscribe! Number 3, hyperlapse magic? What really sold me about the new Mavic 2 was that it included an automated hyperlapse mode that made it seem like you can create the amazing moving time lapses in the friggin' air right in your drone, like in that video. I had been experimenting with techniques of pulling this off with the original Mavic Pro, but it was a ton of processing time to get it to work. So I was super stoked when that pretty marketing video showed me that I can skip all that and make my parking lot look like that. Does it live up to the hype? Well, yes and no. Sure, it stitches a time-lapse run and stabilizes it in the camera for you, but it's limited to stitching a 1080p video and it won't assemble a video using log. You're stuck with normal color, which is kinda lame. Thankfully, you're given the option to capture the raw images as well, so you can assemble it yourself. But alas, stabilization is not included with those raw images, so it's time to do the jitterbug once you assemble it in Premiere. So my dreams of saving massive amounts of time aerial hyperlapsing has been squashed, and it will still take plenty of time and skill to process perfect hyperlapses. I will be discussing the right settings to get your hyperlapses looking smooth in one of the next videos. So subscribe! Damn it. So those are our top 3 first impressions of the Mavic 2 Pro. If you, yes you, have things you want us to test out and include in our review series, please let us know in the comment section below. And please support us by liking this video and subscribing to this channel so you know when the next reviews come out. YouTube gives me 20 seconds of these buttons, so I'm just gonna sit here until it runs out.